So now we are in Bambu Studio. We are going to import our artwork. And we are looking for, what are we looking for? Well, first of all, we're looking for it on our desktop. It is called FPV logo. There it is. Double click. There it is. All right. So we're wanting to make a keychain, folks. We're wanting to make a keychain. So how do we do it? Well, first of all, when we import an SVG into Bambu Studio or any slicer, really, it's going to come in what they call an assembly. Really important. When we go to print, we need to understand how assemblies work. That's why I tell you to learn your slicer inside and out and backwards, because it'll make this whole process so much easier. But we have an assembly. It's always going to come in at whatever the first color filament is defined, and it's always going to come in 10 millimeters thick, which is a little bit bulky for our keychain. So what we're going to do is go over to the Objects tab, and we're going to click that first object, which is technically the backplate of our keychain. It could be any color. Let's go ahead and change our filament color here to white. I think we're going to do this just black and white. So the backplate is going to be 6 mil. So we'll turn off uniform scale. That's our scale tool, 6 mil. Ta-da! And we could literally leave it at that. You see how cool that looks? So we could literally print it like that. But our backplate is actually going to be white, so we're going to hit the 2 key on our keyboard. And now, look at there, fancy. Okay, pretty cool stuff, right? And then here on the logo itself, let's go ahead and make it 1. Usually on keychains, we don't like a lot of height, but I do like a little bit of height. So I usually will make it 1, especially on like a bigger, thicker logo like this. Sometimes I might even make it a 0.5 mil, but it's black, and I think 1 millimeter is going to be just right for this particular logo. But now we have a bit of a challenge because we can't see our logo. So what we have to do is change what they call the Z value. And we do that with the Move tool. And how do we calculate Z value? Well, it's real simple. We know that our white piece is 6 millimeters. So it's 6 plus something. And that plus something is half of the object that we're looking to put on top of it. So our logo is 1 millimeter. Half of that is 0.5. So therefore, it should be 6.5. That's the mathematical formula. And there you go. That's what she looks like. All right. So now what we have to do is we never, listen to me closely, never poke holes. We don't want to poke holes in our logo. We want our logo to be nice and pretty. But I know we have to connect with our keychain, but we don't poke holes. All right. We have a solution. It's our key tag. So let's go ahead and import the key tag. Now the key tag file is nothing, folks. Okay. It's available on our Patreon, but it's nothing. So I'm not giving you anything special, but it is available on the Patreon for free. So it's on the free tier, but it's just this little file. And all it is literally an 8 millimeter circle with a 4 millimeter circle inside, and it's 4 millimeters thick. Nothing special. But you want to download it and use it because you want to recreate it every single time, right? We're just going to add it too. Now, the real takeaway here is that when we add our key tag, we only want it poking out just far enough that it will accept our jump ring. All right. So that's why it's only 4 mil thick. 4 mil thick is plenty thick. It's sticking out just enough to easily get our jump ring in there and no more. All right. So now this is not a pretty color. We want that to match our backplate. So we just hit the 2 key on our keyboard, and there you go. Now, folks, this will not print. So pay attention to this step. This will not print. So what we have to do is we have to take our key tag, shift control the assembly, right click and merge. We have to do that. All right, we just have to. All right, so now let's go ahead and slice and dice and see what we get. You can see we get the slice OK. That tells us all of our Z values are correct. That tells us we merged things correctly. And you can see it's going to take 29 minutes, or yeah, 29 minutes to print. All right. So there you go. That is our keychain. It could be just as simple as that, folks. It could be just as simple as that. But, you know, I am extra. And there is one thing that we're going to probably want to do on our keychains fairly often, so we might as well learn how to do it. And that is put something on the back side of this bad boy. All right, so how do we do that? Well, let me show you. In this case, we're just going to put the phone number. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit our text tool here. And we're just going to type out 555-1212. All right, I don't know what the phone number FPV is, but we're just going to run with that. Okay, now you could use whatever font you want. We can change the size of the font, and of course we could change the thickness. Now normally I would use 1 millimeter or a 0.5 millimeter. Whatever I do, I use those like whole values. It's not going to be like 0.33, right? It's going to either 0.5, 1, 1.5, something like that. All right, but in this case, we'll just do 1. Just to make it simple, do 1. All right, and now we're going to mirror this. We got to flip it over. So it does have to be backwards. So in the Y, we're going to go 180 degrees. Boom. Okay. Now this is, if we select this and we right click and we center this on the build plate, and then we go ahead and center this on the build plate. Okay. Now we did add the key tag, so this is not going to be perfectly centered. But what we can do is we can just nudge it over a little bit. It is going to be centered top to bottom, but it's not going to be centered perfectly left to right. Okay, but there you go. All right. So now if we slice this, warning, warning, warning. All right. I did that purposely because we did skip a step. But the main thing I wanted to show you was, you see what it looks like? There's our phone number on the back side there. All right. So you see how it looks a little bit washed out? Well, that's because we skipped a step. All right. So these little warnings, you know, don't just ignore those. But it does tell us that there's a conflict. And the conflict is, remember with the key tag, we had to take the text and we did Shift Control and then right click and merge. We have to combine those into one assembly. Remember at the beginning I was talking about assemblies and how important they are when we go to print? Well, that's why. It all has to be part of that assembly. Now when we slice the print, you see it does say slice OK, and you can also see that this is nice and vivid and perfect, and yes, that is going to print just lovely. All right, now let's talk a little bit, and we're almost out of the woods here, a little bit about one change that I would highly recommend when we're doing keychains. There's really two. There's two things that I really recommend you do. Is over here on the global tab, we want to talk about right here on the quality tab. You see how I've got these all set. These first few are all set to 0.25. I would do that for every single print we do. That is going to give you the slickest, best finish up top that you can get. Like it's going to look really good compared to leaving it at the defaults. The other thing that I would really encourage you to do is on the strength tab, I would go ahead and bump up your wall loops to 4. Those two things. All right, that's what I would do. You get those two things out of the way, and you're going to have yourself a nice, sturdy keychain. It's not going to have a whole lot of heft to it, but it's going to be nice and sturdy, and it's going to the quality of the print is just going to be golden there. All right, so there you go. Now, if we want to do something like this, watch this. We'll come down here, and yes, we can right click and choose fill bed with copies, but we get this craziness. Why do we get that craziness? I don't even know why that exists, because it's certainly not useful. But I just Control C and then Control V. See? Just like that. Now this one conflicts with our prime tower, so we got to get rid of that. But shift click. So we're going to shift click all this stuff. And shift click, we got a control click. So shift click all that, yes, and then we can right click and center that up, and we can just center it to the build plate that way. All right, we can just be a little extra. Let's go ahead and add a new build plate because I want to show you something. We ain't done yet. All right, we can go crazy with this thing. So we've created a basic keychain. What's the next step? Well, what if we want to create a keychain that will allow us to pop the tab on a beer can or a soda can for the ladies who got the long nails, right? Well, we can handle that very, very easily. So how would we do it? Well, let's hit Control I, or not Control I. Yeah, Control I. What was I thinking? Yes, Control I. And we have something called the soda tab. There's actually two. Now, both of these are on our free Patreon. Okay, you don't have to pay for this stuff. Both of these are, so one of them is the soda tab, and one of them is just the regular can opener. I'm going to show you the soda tab one because, yeah, I want to be extra. So there is the soda tab. And what we want to do here is just slide this out. Just so, you see how it just barely, you see, it just barely comes out. If we slide it back a little bit, right, it'll start showing the white. We don't want it, no white. We want it just peeking out just a little bit there. Now, what is this thing? What is this thing? Well, what this does is it will cut a slot in our model. It'll cut a slot there so that when we insert this onto the soda tab of our beer can or soda can, then the lip of the can will fit right in that slot. Okay, and so this will sit totally flat on top of our soda can. And why do we want that? Well, we could spin this around and it would cover the hole. So like, you know, if we're on the beach or something, we can leave it on the can, and then it would just cover up the hole where bugs can't get in there, and get your soda. All right. I actually have taken a couple of swigs out of sodas a couple of times, and there have been a bee and got stung, and that was not fun. But at any rate, what we have to do now is do the mesh boolean. So we'll select this and do a mesh boolean, and we'll go to subtraction here. We'll push everything over, and then all we need is, what do we need? Where is it at? We need, it's not the key tag. Let's see here. I don't see it in the list. What's going on? What happened? Let's get out of this. Oh, I didn't have it selected. That's what it was. So yes, we have to select it, Shift Control, select it, and then we can go into Mesh Boolean. And now you can see we have the assembly, and then we have the assembly Boolean here. So we are going to subtract or execute this. And there you go. So now we have a perfect hole. See that? And then we have the perfect slot. But in the process, we do kind of muck up our logo here a little bit, but that's no worries. Let's just go ahead and hit 2. And then let's go to the Objects tab and come down here to, what do we want to do? We want this guy right here. Let's go ahead and escape and Alt click on our logo and hit 1. And now that is like it's supposed to be, and we can copy and paste that one. So now we got a whole bed of can openers and a whole bed of keychains. Shift click, select everything, right click and center. There we go. All right. So that's taken care of now. Now, do we want to be extra? Why not? All right. So let's go ahead and pull this down. Now, I don't know that Melissa's wanting to do this necessarily, but let's show her that we can, right? We're here to learn. We might as well just keep going. All right. So what do we want to do now? Well, let's alt click this, get rid of that. Let's go ahead and take this and let's resize it up to $1.50. So we're going to go uniform scale on the X. We're going to do $1.50, and there you go. Okay, so now it's this big thing here. And now what I want to do, tuck the prime tower down here, Control I, and we're going to go to the desktop, and we're going to go to Cuban. Okay, now this is not my file, but it is available on MakerWorld. All you have to do is type in blank Cuban chain, and you will see this file. All right, and so now we're just going to slide this up. Right, now we know this isn't going to print, right, because we have to do like we did with the key tag, and that is we got to select our Cuban, Shift Control the assembly, right click and merge, and now that will slice up perfectly, and we have pretty cool hype chain. All right, that's pretty cool, right? Even if you didn't follow everything that I showed you, at least now you know, hey, I got to dig in deep here and learn this stuff, because once we learn it, we have full creative control over what we're creating. That's the key takeaway. All right, so hopefully you got something out of this one, Mellisa, and I'm going to look forward to seeing your other two models. See you do the keychains. Stay out of Tinkercad for me, okay? We don't need to go into Tinkercad unless we really, really, really need something in Tinkercad. But stuff like this, we can handle it all right here in your slicer and Inkscape. All right? So until next time, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or need one-on-one training or some custom files made for you, this is my contact information, so feel free to reach out via email. You can text me. You could even give me a call. I'd be happy to answer questions or give you more details on the one-on-one training we offer, and as well as if you need custom files made until you are up to speed on how to make them yourself, feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to help you with that as well.